Welcome back to the podcast, Gorgina Girlies. Happy December.
Oh my God, I know it's December now. When did we last record the podcast? Started November.
We recorded the podcast like...
I think like 3 weeks ago.
2 or 3 weeks ago.
That's so funny.
I think it was actually 3.
God, we're so on our Zoom.
We are on our Zoom. We're actually slaying.
We're slaying the game, guys. Thank you so much. Also, we just got our Spotify podcast wrapped and it was so nice. I didn't expect that many, like, of us to be in that many people's top. Like, all together, we were in, like, the top 10 of, like, 400 and something people's podcasts, which is crazy.
I know. And I'm like, why? Do you know what as well? I'm like, this was my thought. I was like, how many men did we come up in their, like, top podcasts? And they were like, oh.
I can't share this. Yeah, 100%. I was thinking that as well. Because men do listen to it. Boys be quoting me.
We have a male audience.
We do have a male audience.
We do have a male
and we
audience.
love our men. I know we give out about you a lot, but not you. It's the other ones.
It's not you.
It's not you. It's them.
It could be you.
It could be you.
It could be Lotto. Could be you.
Could be you. Guys, so funny. I was telling Rebecca last night. I just feel like I'm so like messed up in the brain with how I deal with like men.
You are.
Like
I'm not going to disagree.
So this is so funny. I don't even know why I'm saying this on the podcast because I feel like the reason why I got blocked was because of this podcast, like 100%, like without a shadow of a doubt. I know that it's because of this podcast, but basically, do you remember quite a time ago? This could have been like during the summer in the podcast when we were like talking about guys we've dated, who was our best date, who was our worst date, and I spoke briefly about this guy who I worked in the same place as him, and he was like really thoughtful, really kind, like really nice. Like we went on great dates, like everything was great there, just didn't work out, whatever, you know, but like he was a lovely guy.
You'd all good things to say.
Literally, he was the only one I spoke highly of, which I'm just kind of like, how the hell is me speaking nicely about you? Like, now bearing in mind, this man, we actually don't follow each other on Instagram since like 2021. I think we had a disagreement around, I think something like really bad had happened. Maybe it was like 2020. No, it was definitely early 2021. So something bad had happened and I literally no contact with this man since then.
So did he unfollow you?
I removed him as a follower.
Oh, you removed him.
Removed him as a follower and I unfollowed him. This was 2021. 2021. We're literally about to go into 2024. Let's just keep that in our mind. And when I dated this man, it was 2019. So can we just like take a moment?
There's a lot of years. That's like 5 years.
Let's just process that timeline.
I can't process that timeline.
Last night, I go on TikTok and I see, you know, oh, you may know, and you go through and it shows you the contacts in your phone.
That
showed me a lot of guys that I dated in Manchester are actually creeping on me because I was like, I didn't realize that was your page.
The you may know section is giving,
like, one of them was my lecturer.
You may know is giving Snapchat best friends. It's giving Instagram activity. Like,
literally,
that's the energy of the you may know section.
100%.
Because TikTok is the only social media where people have like user GGGGHHH.
Yeah.
And it's only, and it's like
the contacts that will show you who it is.
It gives you contacts. It gives you mutual connections. And it just gives you random you may know accounts. And I'm like, who are these?
Who are they? I know, literally, like, and I was going through it and like I saw his TikTok and I was like, so random. I haven't seen his name in ages. And I remember I brought him up in the podcast. So I went on his page and he had like reposted like 3 videos. Obviously he's a girlfriend now the last 2 years and they look so cute. She's stunning, like stunning girl. They look so happily enough. I was like, oh, that's so cute. And then I was like, that's so random that he's come up on my TikTok. I was like, oh, I'll just check his Instagram. You know, as we do, because I was like, his girlfriend's stunning. I want to see what they're like. Went on to his Instagram, blocked. I was blocked, right? So then I checked off my Finstagram. Was I actually blocked? I was blocked. I was like,
So he didn't block the Finsta. He doesn't know about the Finsta.
No, he knows about the Finsta, but he obviously can't remember the name of the Finsta.
Yeah.
So he didn't. Do you know what I mean? But I was like to Rebecca, this is so weird because when I talked about him during the summer, I checked his Instagram to be like, well, I wonder what he's doing now. Like, you know, you would be like that because you haven't spoken to them in years.
Yeah.
And he came up when I looked on my own Instagram during the summer, but now I'm blocked. So
the random block, like 3 years later, is just...
It's giving you're not over me.
You're living in his head. You're living in his head rent free.
But it's so funny because I genuinely feel like one of my exes, like like trained me into thinking being blocked was a good thing, because he used to just like block me all the time, and that's how I'd find out he was breaking up with me.
That's pretty toxic. I don't think I've ever had because one of my friends' exes as well used to always do it, the block unblock of it all.
Yeah, but you know,
but I think it's a particular type of person that does that. Like, not everyone thinks blocking is a good, do you know, or sees it as a power move or a strategic. Like, there's a type of person, and I feel like you deal with those type of people.
Yeah, I do.
More than I would.
Yeah, but I just find it like so funny. I slept like a baby last night because I was like, that's so funny that like you blocked me years later. Like,
yeah, Niamh was like, oh, I'm going to sleep peacefully now. I was like,
Rebecca was like, I would what?
Be spiraling.
Spiraling.
I think it's because I'm putting that emphasis on the P. I can't say it.
Spiraling. But yeah, so I was just like, I'm going to sleep like a baby now. But then when I was going to bed, I was thinking, it's so fucked up the way I think, right? Because like, I know not everybody thinks like this, right? But like, I remember this one time too, like my ex-boyfriend, we were like, this is the boyfriend that I'm always kind of giving out about on the podcast. Like, that genuinely, it only lasted like 6 months, so it shouldn't even be that long of a thing. But, and also really like this guy now. We ended on good terms, but back then, so this was like another 4 years.
Upon reflection, you can see.
Upon reflection, I actually think that this is really funny, and he's probably the reason why I am the way I am. But they were going on, and he was like, he was like trying to get back with me. I was like, at this point, it was like maybe like 7 months later, I was considering getting back with him, because I was like, it's been 7 months. He seems to have done the work. We've met up and gone for coffee. He's like not even tried anything. Like, he seems to be doing well. So he asked me to go out on a date. I was getting ready to move back to Galway. So I was like, this is before the time that I madly fell in love with one of my best friends. But anyway, he was like, asked me to go back to Galway or go on a date before I go back to Galway. And I was like, I can't, because I'm meeting my friends out before I go, which was true. The girls that I did the masters with, they lived like around Crumlin area, and we went for drinks, like me, her, and the 2 girls. So went for the drink, but obviously I ended up meeting some of the lads out afterwards. So I was all in this like really random pub, the Living Room in Dublin, and we were all having a drink there, and I literally like woke up the next morning. This is back when I had the like unfollowers app, and it was like blocked.
Did that actually work? Did it actually tell you?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it would tell you blocked on it. So I went on and I was laughing, and it said blocked. Let's call him Jason.
Of course.
Blocked by Jason.
Of course he has a J name.
But yeah, so it's hard to tell which one. It was like blocked by Jason. And I literally remember looking at my phone laughing, and I went back for a nap. And then I woke up, and then he had unblocked me to write to me to tell me, bearing in mind he had my number, he could have just rang me, and like blocked me to write to me to tell me why he blocked me, because I hadn't reached out to him via WhatsApp, being like, why did you block me? I just didn't entertain that at all. So for him to get his point across, he had to unblock me to write to me again. And I was just like, you've actually really fucked it now, because I actually did only meet my friends. He was like, you were obviously on a double date with those girls and those boys. I was like, they're literally my friends. Like, and I was just like, this is crazy. So I was like, well, I'm glad that you did this, because you've completely ruined your chances now. Then begged me, I know I made a mistake, da 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 da. But then that was that. But it's so funny, because that blocking thing is so funny to me. Like,
it's such an ego thing. Like, I think there's only 2 reasons you block someone.
Yeah.
Number 1, they do you so wrong that you're like,
I can't
block, delete. Like, I genuinely don't want to ever deal with you again.
Yeah.
Or it's kind of a thing of like, we broke up, I need to not think about you. That's one reason. 2 of those reasons are one reason. Kind of thing. True. The other reason is to get in someone's head. Yeah. Like they're the only reasons people would block someone.
Yeah, I agree.
But I don't
know why people block me all the time. It's so funny. I block people as well also.
You're such a block. Most of Niamh's advice to me is block him.
Literally. It's literally and just even, block him.
Like, yesterday we were talking about something, you were like, I just think you should block him.
Rebecca was like,
I wasn't even complaining. I was like, I actually am doing okay about this
I
situation.
was just like, I think to add more spice to this situation, he needs to be blocked. And then I was like, would you consider?
But see, you're thinking of it from a lens of that man who would react in a certain way if he was blocked.
Yeah,
and it
true.
would be a power move. Whereas I think if I blocked this person, they would just be like, what?
Yeah, I blocked this guy from like February. I'm telling Rebecca this.
That
as
was
well.
hilarious.
I love the way this whole podcast has started with blocking.
But see, also, I think it's more powerful for you to block because it
Yeah.
really revokes access. Whereas me, if I block someone on Instagram, it's like, okay, girl, I can go watch
Yeah.
your YouTube channel and still keep up with. Like, it's not as much. It's not a power move for me because if I block
Yeah.
someone, they can just watch my YouTube video.
That's so true. Whereas for me, you can't really. Well, now they've got the podcast.
See, you're actually.
Yeah, I'm turning into you now for sake. No mysterious bitch about me. But so there's this guy from the UK, obviously, because we don't date in Ireland, obviously. And we were like speaking, and I don't know what happened. So this is while I was in Manchester. We unfollowed each other. So no, sorry. He followed me because remember that time I went viral on TikTok over that Drake video?
Yes.
Um,
The Drake video?
yeah, that I was like, this song is shit, and all the Drake fans were in the comments. It got like 1.1 million views.
No,
It was a bad song. I like Drake, but I just think that song was particularly bad. It was I'm staying alive. You know that one with DJ Khaled? It was so bad. Anyway, I like Drake, but that song in particular, you can't fight that song was absolutely shit. It did really bad in the charts.
I don't even know it, and that just proves it bad. Because I do like Drake as well. Just
Yeah.
not his new stuff.
Yeah, so that song in particular, I was like, I really don't like this. So that was fine. He followed me on Instagram, and I was like, ooh, he's hot. So I followed him back. I don't know what he wrote to me at the start. Now I've deleted the messages because obviously I'd blocked him at one point in between all this. But something happened. We were talking, getting on well. Something happened. We unfollowed it. No, we didn't unfollow each other. We just stopped texting each other. And then one day he texted me saying, "Come home, the kids miss you," or something like that. And I was like, "Oh, he's smooth." But anyway, then we were talking again. And something happened. We started getting on really well again. We were talking regularly. Then I had like moved back to Ireland, still getting on quite well, like, because I was over and back to the UK anyway. And one day I was obviously being very toxic in my like thinking. He had done something to annoy me, and I just blocked him on everything. And
you can't remember what it is.
Can't remember what it is. Like, I genuinely, like, hand on my heart, to this day I couldn't tell you what it is. All I remember is doing it and texting my friend Eden being like, this would be so funny, I'm gonna block him. And I blocked him. He was blocked for months. And it wasn't until recently, me and Courtney, my friend Courtney, was going through this like conversation. She's like, I'm so heavy on the block rotation button at the moment because like people just feel so free to like write stuff to her. And
Yeah.
I was like, I don't feel like people should have that access. I'm the same. Hello, Mr. Magpie. So I just literally always wave at him now. I'm superstitious.
I used to be superstitious at magpies until I moved to Dublin. They were everywhere, and I was like, I can't live like this every day. I
Being
can't.
so
I'm seeing too many
superstitious.
magpies. You know, there was too many magpies in
so many
Dublin.
cute birds outside your house. That's such a nice.
We always
thing.
have robins, actually.
So cute.
Oh,
But
look up there.
oh, love
Are they
them.
robins?
They look like parrots or something, or parakeets or something.
You'd love Australia. There's such cute
I
birds.
love birds so much. But anyway, so yeah, and something happened. I was like to Courtney, do you want to see my blacklist? And I went in and I showed her, and there's like so many people blocked, and his name was in there. I was like, why did I block him again?
You're like, oh,
Couldn't remember, but I went through. I blocked him on WhatsApp, Snapchat, Instagram, and TikTok. So he was blocked across the board. There's no way this man can communicate with me. He didn't even have my email. Like, unless he was sending like a pigeon, there was no way he was going to be able to
unless he
contact
found
me.
you on LinkedIn.
Yeah, true. I don't think he's on LinkedIn though. He's like,
He's
plays
not
football.
a businessman.
No, he doesn't. He plays football. So I was like, okay, so that's not happening. But then anyway, I was like, look, I'll test the water. Unblocked him.
Immediately.
Line. Immediately goes to view my page on TikTok. I was like, there we go. And I was like, then he viewed it again. He'd obviously kept checking to see what I unblock him on Instagram. Then a week later, unblock him on Instagram, right? And then he randomly one day starts liking my stuff, and I just sent a screenshot to Rebecca. I hope he doesn't watch this now, but I just sent a screenshot to Rebecca, and I was just like, hook, line, and sinker. And then we just started writing. Oh, this is how. And now, in fairness, he didn't come back easy
She pulled
this time.
him out of the woodwork. I was like, who is this man? Where did he come from? Like,
same energy. The first time he goes, come home, the kids miss you.
Yeah.
This time it was just hi. So I was like, ooh, I'm in the bull books now for block. Now he was blocked from February to December, basically, really. So I was like, hi. And he goes, how are you, stranger? And I was like, good, how are you? And he goes, I'm all good, thanks. And I goes, delighted to hear that. Let's call him Peter. That's great news. And he goes, sarcastic little shit. And I goes, what? It is great news. It's actually made my day. And he goes, you missed me or what? I unblocked him. And I was like, I had a feeling you were dreaming of me again, and I'm here to make your wish come true. And then he said, oh really? Is that your way of saying you've been thinking about me? I was like, so you're not denying it? Yeah, because knew you were. He goes, you keep avoiding the question, very tellingly of. I was like, are we going to keep going around in this dance or kiss and make up? I choose the latter. And then he goes, there she is. That's the girl I know. But I was like, how am I going to get out of this without actually apologizing for blocking him? But yeah, it was so funny. Like, it's such a fun game. I think everybody should play this game. Like,
but see, I don't think ideal. Now, maybe I'm wrong. But
now, also, I have commitment issues, so don't take a thing out of my book either.
Like
you know
Niamh's
what I mean?
not. Like, I don't think if you genuinely really like someone,
Yeah.
you would block them.
Never in my life. No.
Do you know? It's like a game of like, I fancy them, but like, I'm, you know.
Yeah. I just like playing the game. Like, it's the beautiful game. Like, it's the beautiful game. This is the dance. Everything's a dance. Like, do you know what I mean?
I know it's a dance, but I just, like, I think if
when I like someone, I'm just asking them to marry me straight out. Like, so it's fine. I haven't been asking him to marry me.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So you don't actually like you
He's
wouldn't
actually
block
really
them
handsome
if you
and he's
like.
a lovely boy, but I just couldn't see it going anywhere.
Oh yeah, but that's what I mean. I think if you genuinely liked someone,
Yeah, but I think the same thing could be said for him if he genuinely liked me. Do you know what I mean?
but he didn't block you, you blocked him.
Yeah, but like that's all the formalities. But anyway, let me tell another really funny story that came out of that Drake video. Why am I talking so much? It's the rainbow.
No, I love this.
But anyway,
You're gonna like, I'm gonna be editing.
no,
it.
you won't. You can actually leave all of this in because I'm actually like, I think this is really funny. But so it basically, you know, the Drake video. that
No,
went
I've
viral?
never seen
Okay,
this
I'm
video.
gonna show it to you.
I saw the video. Keep an eye out for Selena.
Yes,
But I
so
never
I've
saw
had
the
a few
Drake
that
one.
have done quite well on TikTok, but this one was particularly random because I was just like, no, I got a lot of hate from it. Like some of the comments were fucking iconic, being like, she listens to Burn the Big Blue House dance remix and all this, and being like, oh, she's white, what does she know, all this kind of stuff. I had put tan on that night, so I was baking in it. My face was pale because I don't put tan on my face, so they were like, hand and face different color, and I was like, fair, you got me there, buddy, you got me there. But
You're like, not this tan.
it
Actually,
was so funny. Like I woke up and I was like, what the
I've
fuck?
never ever seen this video.
Oh my god, it did so well. 1.2 million.
Oh my god, no, I've never seen it. Go on.
I was like, is this really what music's come to, honestly? And they were like fake laughing as well. I was like actually bursting my whole laughing at it. But
No,
anyway,
it's actually, that song's so bad though. I've never heard that.
yeah. But it's like all the comments were gas. And then I just had to put in, insulting me isn't going to change my mind on the fact I don't like the song. Music is subjective. Some of you need to calm down. Basically, there was this rapper guy from America. Like actually rapper, like photo with Kanye West. Like
Okay, like not a
I'll
SoundCloud
show you.
DJ.
Not a SoundCloud DJ.
Not
actually
a glorified Spotify DJ.
actual rapper. This is him and Kanye.
No
This is
way.
him. Right.
Oh, he's hot.
Now he wrote to me and asked for my number. Followed me, asked for my number. Gave him my number because I had a feeling it had something to do with the music video. Or the TikTok I put up. Now, first of all, text me on WhatsApp. Spelt anonymous wrong. He changed his name to anonymous. I was like, first of all, you can't spell, whatever.
He changed his WhatsApp name.
So when he's been texting me this, he won't get caught if I talk about this on TikTok, right? But I didn't in the end. I should have though, because it would have been so fucking funny. I might do the video about it now, but he's deleted all the messages we had on Instagram. He's unsent them, but I took screenshots of every message he had sent me because I was putting it up on my close friends, so I still have them. And he was basically messaging me saying that video, I'm Staying Alive, DJ Khaled and Drake, they ripped off his music video, and would I make a TikTok talking about the fact that he ripped off his music video. He said that they've given the Shade...
Is he going to pay you?
He was going to pay me, I think. And he said that the Shade Room, he was like, let me go back through the messages.
Wait, why didn't you...
Because first of all, I was actually getting like death threats over that fucking video of Drake. So I was like, I don't want to make it any worse. Like, and what's it called? He was like texting me and he was saying that the Shade Room were going to run with it on Monday and that they were going to make a load of noise about it. He said people are commenting already on the music video saying that it's a rip-off of thing. Obviously, he has a PR team or whatever. I literally just said to him, I'm literally like, no disrespect to you, but I'm sure that Drake and DJ Khaled don't even know who you are. I was like,
I don't know who you are.
I was like, they have teams of people who work around them. So even if one of them did get inspiration from your music video, I don't think it was Drake who was ripping you off. I think it was actually
the creative
director of it. But anyway, that was that then. And then I said I didn't want to run with it and I didn't want to do the TikTok. But isn't that so funny?
That's so
I can't believe I've never told you that story. I need to find the screenshots.
And did he say how much he was offering or no?
No, didn't. I think he asked me at one point how much I would like to do that video, and he was like, "You'd get great reach out of this because it's so tough."
Or you wouldn't, and then it would just be like embarrassing.
Yeah, and I'm just there giving out about Drake when I actually really like him. Like literally, it's so funny because like at that time I woke up in the morning and I was like just started seeing a guy in Manchester, and he was like, "You came up on my TikTok this morning." I was like, oh,
yeah.
It's like, what?
Do you know what I think about is my old TikTok videos, because I've been on TikTok
can we please talk about can we please talk about the search thing with the photos that came up? Do you know what I did?
This is what I mean.
No, it is so funny.
So I have been on TikTok since 2019. Like I've been on TikTok. I was an early adopter to TikTok.
She was.
So I want to do this, but also I don't have the time, or not that I don't care.
Not this month you don't with Vlogmas and
no, but I don't have the time ever to like scroll back and delete like loads of old TikTok videos. I would love to do that because do you know when you follow someone new on TikTok, random videos of them comes up in your For You page
the
now.
older ones. I still get my old videos liked and stuff.
Yeah, but some of my old videos, like I just didn't give a shit. It was like the panda. Like honestly, getting my lips done has changed my face for the better.
Same.
Like my older videos,
we're not encouraging it either.
No, I'm not. I'm not promoting, but for me, it has genuinely. I'm really happy with my results.
Yeah, same. I'm so happy for us.
I'm so happy, and also
you look so different when you sent in that thing.
I didn't think I looked. Not that I think I look bad, but I look so much better.
I think you look so much more like you now. I don't know how to explain that.
I feel like I don't look like me looking back.
I don't think you do either. Because when I was looking at it, I was like, that doesn't look like her at all. But yeah.
But anyway, so I have really, really old videos and I would love to delete them. Because I'm like, I don't know who, like, or what I'm saying.
Anyway, and I do creep people.
My digital footprint is giant. Like, I swear to God,
it's actually enormous.
Like if I started talking to me, because this actually happened recently, because I always said if I started talking to someone and they had any bit of a digital footprint or social media presence, that I would like go deep into it.
Yeah.
And I never, like any guy I talk to has like 400 followers, 200 people, does it, posts once a year.
Yeah.
But recently, someone did a DM slide and he has a presence.
He does have a good presence, to be fair to him.
And I was like, this is so fun. Like, it's so fun and to like ingest their content.
That he was like doing very well for himself because of like the quality of people and the shows he was on. And I was like to you, he's actually the real deal. Like, and you were like, a week later, I actually only copped that he does this for this. I was like, because what do you think I was on about? He's actually very successful.
Anyway, we're not talking anymore.
But yeah. That was very unusual for you because you love a 400 follower kind of guy.
Well, I just did it for the plot.
Yeah, you did do it for the plot.
I did do it for the plot. But either way, my point is, me and Niamh recently, I posted a video to the TikTok because I was on my Zoom with clipping this podcast.
She was really good in fairness.
I'm gonna be on my Zoom again this week now. So I was on my Zoom with clipping this podcast, and
it's so long.
I am terrified of doing a bad cover photo of Niamh because I think we talked about this in the podcast one week. Like, I always think Niamh looks good because I think when you like someone. Thanks. No, I'm actually lovely and warm.
Sure?
Yeah,
okay.
the velvet pants keep me warm. More for me.
It's cozy.
It is the Amazon blanket. But I always think Niamh looks good. But So I'm terrified of like doing a bad.
That's I'm also scary when I'm like, are
Yes.
you joking? So I respect that she knows.
She's terrifying, and I'm like, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean to hurt you. I did like I think one thing about me is like
I was
I
like, there
don't
wouldn't-
have bad intentions. Like
I
I'm
know-
not
I know
passive
you
aggressive.
don't.
Like if I don't like you, I just won't talk to you.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
100%.
Like I'm not a sly like. Do you know what I mean?
You're not a preying on the downfall kind of gal.
No, I would
You'd
just
never be.
remove. Anyway, so Neve searched the podcast, and TikTok does this thing where it chooses its own
yeah.
cover photo in the search. But when you go onto the page, the cover photo is different. So Neve screenshots the cover photo of that TikTok chose,
My
and she's
jaw
like,
looked
"Are
like I
you
was-
for real?" Like she was like, "You did not do that. Like delete this immediately." Like
I was
this
like,
has been-
SOS,
Yeah.
SOS.
and she was like, "This has been up for months," and I start panicking, and I'm like, "No. Number one, the cover photo is me. It's not
Oh
you."
my God, it was so
And I was
funny.
like screenshotting, showing her, and she was like screenshotting, being like, "No, you're not understanding. Like it's here. Like I can see it." And I was trying to prove to her that like somehow
Yeah.
TikTok's like algorithm.
I
Whatever.
got that you picked the other one, but I was like, but we need to get it down if this is what's coming up because we're fucked. Like, so then she was like, no, I'll show it on my own page.
So then I searched myself.
Oh my God, guys. I swear to God, I've never had entertainment like that in my whole entire life. I was and I could feel the internal panic you were going through down the phone. I was like, she's dying right now.
I searched myself. The first video that comes up is me. Number one, I'm ginger. The ginger hair was so good when I had
So
my hair and
good.
makeup done and
Yeah.
everything styled. But in this video,
It was like freshly washed.
it was freshly washed. I had a fringe at the time.
Oh my God, you
Because I tried to cut
did.
bangs and the bangs didn't work. So I went full fringe.
Yeah.
So I had a fringe. It was like in a hairband. so
my
it was
God,
like
I forgot
sticking
about
up.
that.
And it was a vlog where I obviously got a sandwich and I was eating the sandwich in the vlog. But TikTok chose the screenshot
like
of
this.
me like it looks like I'm like sniffing the sandwich.
It looks like you're sniffing it. Yeah, it's so funny.
So bad.
And there was other ones on it that were so funny, and then I was like, no, if mine are actually so bad when I search myself. So I went on the pod page and I searched me. And mine were actually lovely. I couldn't get over how nice mine were. I was like, you're on your own here, sis. I had one meltdown about the podcast.
Yeah, so I was like, look, Neve, it's not just you, and then you calmed down.
No, but then you went through the whole thing of being like, fuck. You were like, what am I gonna do?
It's so bad, and I just hope, no, because it's
Oh,
so
you
funny as
cracked
well,
me
because like on Instagram I be like, I'm in my thirst trap era, I feel.
Yeah, you are.
But it's so funny because 96%
Are
like
women.
like I do it for the girls and the gays.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think
I don't have
guys,
the analytics on my page to check.
I think because do you not have a creator account?
No, I don't. Because I'm not a creator. I barely post last
But
time,
you
so-
could turn it into a creator account. No one would know. Nobody's gonna know.
Yeah,
They're gonna
but I've
know.
heard that kills reach.
I think when guys, if I start talking to them, when they follow me on Instagram, they think I'm like doing it for the.
For the...
I don't think they. Like it looks like I'm being thirst trappy for men.
Yeah.
But I'm being thirst trappy for the girls to be
Yeah.
like show up and like
Yeah.
it's okay to feel yourself and like
100%.
post top stuff and be like, oh, I look good in this.
But I love your Instagram because you know it's for the girls. Like, I love girly accounts
Oh,
too.
I'm not posting for the guys.
Yeah, no, never.
Like
I'm not either.
You
I
know
get
what?
really random guys writing to me
I
and
was
I'm like,
listening
wait.
to a podcast last night and it was Chelsea Handler and Hannah Berner.
Oh yeah,
And number one, it got me to clean my room, so I'm really grateful for them.
Thank you, girls.
Snaps for them. But number two, they were talking about like how like men are not the center of their universe, and like
No.
they don't do stuff with like how men will think in mind. And I was
Yeah.
like, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
But also Hannah Berner is married to Des
Des
Bishop.
yeah.
She bought the apartment next to him, so they live she has her own apartment.
Oh my God, I love that.
I was like,
And they're
adore-
married.
Yeah. Anyway, so Spotify Wrapped was out this week. and we
Yeah.
haven't-
No, I can't.
We haven't talked about this in
No,
person yet.
We haven't. I swear to God, I've been texting Rebecca like on separate days, being like, "I'm laughing here again," like dying laughing at it. Like it's so funny.
I love Spotify Wrapped. I love being a Spotify user. I love looking at other people's Spotify Wrapped. Not enough people I follow.
love watching people's Spotify Wrapped because I feel like I know you more based on the music you listen to. Like I'm obviously a bilingual queen. Is what we learned this year.
We actually need to share Spotify Wrapped on the pod page.
Do you want to tell the story first, and
Okay.
then we can go through
So
ours?
I love Spotify Wrapped. I look forward to it every year. I've been looking
Yeah.
forward to Spotify Wrapped for weeks now.
Yeah, same. When I knew it was coming out, I was like, oh my God, here we go.
Yeah. All the time. I get excited. I was so excited to see my Wrapped. So I was live on TikTok and I was doing my makeup, and next thing people started commenting being like, oh my God, Spotify Wrapped it out.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I have to go. Like, I'm so excited to see my Wrapped. So I just have to I'm just going to pull it up here so I can really go through the motions of what I saw.
This was so funny, guys.
So I go into my Spotify, and I didn't even think about the fact this could be a possibility, because the way I listen to music, I listen one of two ways. If I like an artist, I will play through their full album. Like I always do that with Mac Miller, The Divine Feminine. I play that start to finish.
Yeah.
So I don't play it on loop. But then there's specific songs that come out that I get fixated on, and I like Beso.
Yeah.
And G Flip's song The Worst Person Alive.
You loved that one.
I loved that one, but I kept asking her, I can't say the name because she'll respond to me.
Oh yeah.
Alexa.
Yeah.
We're like looking at it.
She always turns on during this podcast.
She's always listening.
So hard to know.
So I asked her to play it, but she's not connected to my Spotify. Okay. So a lot of the songs I would play on repeat when I'm down here alone weren't actually on my Spotify Wrapped. So anyway, so I either listen, I get fixated, or I don't. So I go into my Wrapped, and your 2023 Wrapped, I'm turning it down now. So I see like your 2023 Wrapped. Hello, Rebecca Short. Like, I'm so excited. It's Wrap time, ready? So 2023 was a feast for your ears. I listened to 55 genres.
Ooh.
So we're getting to it. So my top genres were, right? Pop is number one.
Obviously.
A lot of songs are classed as pop that I wouldn't class as pop.
Yeah,
also.
same. I would as well, but pop is popular music, and you forget that because we think of pop as a specific genre.
So pop, rap, or R&B, rock, and alt-Z, right?
Yeah, alt-Z.
Oh my God, what was your location?
Oh my God, mine's so embarrassing, but I'll go through mine afterwards.
My location is Ann Arbor, USA. People there are far more likely to be fans of Taylor Swift, SZA, and Bon Iver.
What? Bon Iver, is it?
Oh yeah, I thought it was Bon Iver. No, this is it. Wait, we're missing it. Okay,
Go on.
So the next slide is you played 2,331 songs in 2023, and there was one that really connected. My top song was a song by a man that is well known to this podcast as the same man of Snapchat Gate.
Oh my God. Do you remember the story thing that we haven't told you yet, but we're hoping to someday soon?
The same man of Snapchat Gate, the same man of the story time on like one of the earlier episodes.
Yeah.
So this man also was a glorified Spotify DJ, and he makes music.
I can't.
And the music he makes is very much so, it doesn't have lyrics, so it's
like electronic music, basically.
It's kind of like music that would be in the background of like Super Mario.
Oh.
Okay, maybe it's
You're
not. Wait.
so ADHD that
I'm
that's
so
what you
ADHD.
listen to.
But this is what I mean. So when I found out, because I started talking to him and I didn't find out he had music. It was one of my days when I like Googling people. But also...
Did you Google me?
No, because... What? No, I actually never Googled you.
She's going to Google me now.
But I know you. But when I found out he made music, because it came up...
It's so funny.
And then I was like, wait, what? Yeah. So I was like, what kind of music does this man make? So then I found out, and then I found out he had a Spotify, whatever. So I only started playing his music like a few weeks into talking. But when I did, I was like, this is really good for background music for when I'm editing, because it distracts my brain, but I'm not listening to lyrics. So
I
it's
listen
keeping
to heavy techno and I need to focus.
That's terrifying.
Because it's the beat.
So I played his song on loop while I was editing 250 times. So he was my top favorite song.
Sorry, that's so funny. They don't even speak anymore. Can I just also add that?
Yeah, we don't talk anymore.
That's the funniest part.
We
like
don't
they haven't
talk.
spoken in months.
And I listened to 1,059 artists, and of course Taylor Swift was number one.
Of course.
So my top artists, this man is number 3. Top songs then, number 1 is him. Number 2 is Beso. Number 3 is this.
I thought Beso would be your number 1 as well, you know.
It was 5 behind.
It was 5 plays behind.
5 plays behind him. Number 3 was Pretty in the Dark, which is kind of like a manifesting witchy
Song.
I'll tell you more about it after the podcast. You can use it for various. Number 4 was Barbie World because I had a fixation on it. Was such a good tune. I only played it for like the month of the Barbie. And number 5 was Flowers, Miley Cyrus, which also checks out.
Do you want to go? Will we go through mine?
Yeah.
2023 was a feast for my ears. Here we go. The place that my listening took me to.
Yeah, where was yours? Mine was Ann Arbor.
Mine is Nottingham, UK. People there are far more likely to be fans of Digga D, Dave and YUQT. I played 200. How many songs did you get? 2,200?
2,331.
I'm 2,219 songs in 2023, but one really connected, and that was Beso by Rosalia Irao. And then, oh yeah, I had room in my heart for more than one favourite. I actually knew that Rosalia was going to be like my number one like song played, but I didn't realize I'd have 2 of her songs in my top 5. So number 1 is Beso. Number 2 is What It Is by Doechii. You know that song? What It Is. Oh,
you can press and hold the screen too.
Yeah, I know. I just forgot to do it there.
What It Is.
And then number 3 was Vampiros by Rosalia Irao again. And then number 4 is Sprinter, which I actually don't even think I played that song that much.
No, it's just you fixated on it when it came out.
Yeah, but I even looking back, I don't even... I'm actually shocked with the last 2 songs. I thought that...
I love that last song.
I thought that the last 2 would be different songs. Like, I was actually really shocked. I thought it would be at least a SZA song in there because I listened to SZA, like, religiously. So, number 4 is Sprinter. Number 5 is Angels Like You by Miley Cyrus. Funny that our last one is about Miley Cyrus, isn't it?
Do you know what? That album, Plastic Hearts by Miley Cyrus...
So good.
...didn't get enough attention.
No,
that
100%.
album... There's no skips. That came out when I was in Brazil, and I was like, "This is iconic." Like it's so, and I think that's why rock is in my. Yeah, sorry.
I was like, let me just get through this.
Whole tangent
but let me talk to you about that album. But anyway, I listened to 18 days straight of full music. My top artist was Rosalia, obviously, but I wasn't surprised at that because I absolutely loved.
So did you get a message from Rosalia?
No, I got one from SZA though, because she was number 2 in my list.
SZA was my number 2
was
as well.
She?
What was your top listening month of SZA?
So January. Rosalia was April, and then number 3 in my list is Chris Brown, and that was February, but that's because we went to see him in February, so I was obviously playing his songs a lot. Number 4, Dave, which I'm shocked with because he's normally either number 1 or number 2 in my list, so he's jumped down a lot. But he didn't release music this year, so maybe that's why. Bar Sprinter and the 4 albums. Number 5, Notorious B.I.G. I love Biggie Smalls so much, and most played was March in my birthday, and I love him so much. So I wasn't shocked that he came up. So they were my top 5, and then Receipts Podcast was my most played. Oh, actually, we were like number 4 in my list of most played on our podcast.
My top 2 podcasts were both of my podcasts.
I was howling laughing at that. My number 1 was the Receipts Podcast. Then number 2 was, I think, the Rent Free Podcast. I actually love that podcast as well. Where is it now? Oh yeah, it said at one point, the way you listen this year makes you a hero, or should we say anti-hero, because obviously I listened to a bit of Taylor Swift. But yeah.
What was your listening style actually?
Rap.
No,
my thing at the start, the burger.
No, the thing they give you
the burger thing.
No, they give you like a personality or something.
Oh, 50. Sorry, let me go through this first. 54 genres. And my top 1 was rap. And then I think number 2. Do you know, like, it's so funny because through the years, as I change what, like, the way I am and I grow as a person, it always changes. Like, one year it was like heavy techno, and now it's rap, pop, UK hip hop, house, and R&B. But
yeah, so my top podcasts were Pay Attention, The Hot Girl Guide, Call Her Daddy, The Mel Robbins Podcast, and Dear Chelsea. Cancelled would have been number 1, but I watched that on YouTube.
Yeah, same. Cancelled. I watched them on YouTube as well.
This is it, I think. It's so slow.
So slow. Oh, I'm an alchemist. Listening in your laboratory. You create your own playlist more than any other listeners do. Nice work, Doc.
I love that.
Yeah.
Mine basically is like, girl, you've ADHD. I'm not listening. Wait, does it make you...
Yeah, it makes you wait for the whole thing. But you know, when I was in America, I put Bumble on, and I connected my Spotify, and my top 10 artists, Taylor Swift is in one of them.
Yeah, so mine's time traveler. You travel back in time and listen to songs on repeat again and again
That's
and again.
true. That is so you.
And
again
again.
and again and again
And again.
and again. But yeah, that was so funny. There was something about Spotify Wrapped other than that story that I wanted to
That
say.
story, it just
sent me like all week. I'd be texting
the
randomly.
entertainment that this man that I have never met.
He's fueled this podcast genuinely. Like, we actually have to say thanks.
I have
to
him blocked actually.
Do you?
Yeah.
When did you block him? You never told me.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm so proud of you.
But see, when I block someone, I'm like, that's
it. They're
over,
done
with. That's it. Like, there's no coming back from the dead blocked list.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I'm proud of you.
But he probably still listens to this because he did listen to this.
I feel like we should tell that story now that he's blocked.
What?
You know, on one of the podcasts, I think we should tell the story because he's blocked.
We're telling it on live. It's a show.
Oh,
We're
yes.
not.
I forgot.
telling-
Yeah.
I don't know. I know my digital footprint is big, but I don't know. Am I ready to have that information
There's one part of it
as
that
like
I forgot.
public
Yeah, sorry.
domain?
I forgot that there's a certain part of it that has to be in.
But
live,
he
so.
has provided us with so much entertainment and content, honestly.
So much content.
Shout out to you. Maybe I deserve a Christmas present. You know what I mean?
Maybe I literally put it because we called him Bob Ross randomly.
Neve called him Bob Ross.
I give them the most random nicknames.
Neve gives all the men I talk to. There's Dan Humphrey, Bob Ross,
Rome Boy,
and
he's not even from Rome.
and he's not even from Rome.
I'm pretty sure he's like from North
He's
America.
Canadian.
Canadian. And I called him Rome
And
Boy.
then there's Canada Man, who
Canada
isn't
man,
from Canada.
Who isn't from Canada. I just give him the most. I'm like, okay, so talk to me about Canada Man. I haven't heard about Canada Man in a while.
Canada Man's still going, actually.
Is he?
Canada Man is the he's
consistent
consistent,
baseline.
reliable.
Yeah.
He's also a Scorpio though, so that checks out.
That checks out.
Scorpios are like loyal, like
Yeah.
they're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I've given mine some wacky names this year as well.
But yeah, I love the names that you give.
She's just like, this is confusing me. I don't think he's a Dan
And
Humphrey. And I was
also
like,
Dan Humphrey.
he's a Dan Humphrey.
No, but what's Dan Humphrey's real name?
Joe? No, it's not.
No, that's from you.
That's from you.
Anyway, Dan Humphrey, whatever his name is, he has a podcast and that keeps getting recommended. And one day I was doing so well not thinking about this man.
Yeah.
And next thing I get a recommendation
And it's
from Dan Humphrey's podcast. And I'm like, oh yeah.
so funny.
Great.
I genuinely.
And then Neve was like, you'd be thinking about him anyway. Don't even lie.
Yeah, she's like, I didn't even need to think about him today. And I was like, you'd be thinking about him anyway, girl. What do you want about? And she's always like, true. Like, we always just call each other out. Rebecca's just like the one who calls me out, and I'm like, I'm not gonna be angry to him. I'm gonna be nice. And Rebecca's like, I know that you think that, but you actually might end up being angry. And Rebecca's like, I wasn't even thinking about him. I'm like, you were. Like, we just call each other out. And we're like so fair.
Do you know what though? I'm so single right now.
Yeah, same. No, genuinely though, I am like, I actually am so genuine. Do you know what? I just think I need to see him to get over it. Do you know what I mean?
No, I get that. I feel like this episode has been very man heavy. So I think.
Yeah, we're going to go lighter in the next one.
No, but also, can we do like, I don't know how we do it in podcast format, like a dating wrapped or like a talk. Oh yeah, so we're kind of are.
Yeah.
So I said all my names.
Yeah.
So the countries that, so
Yeah.
this in 2023, I'll go through me and then you can go through you.
Okay. I haven't really talked to many boys this year, so mine will
Either
be
have I.
short.
Mine's
I
short.
could do 2022, which would be longer, but we can do 2023.
So 2023
Yeah.
for me started in June.
Yes.
Pre-June, there was
0.
only my ex, which doesn't count.
Yeah.
So great guy, never met him.
Never met him, but he's just great.
He actually is. Anyway, sorry. Okay, whoa. So
We do speak well about boys sometimes on the podcast.
yeah, because if you don't give me any, like Taylor Swift said, if you don't want bad things to be said about you, don't do bad things.
100%.
You know I'm online. And if
Yeah.
so if you, because
So
Rome
true.
Boy said that to me before I met him. He was like,
he
I
listen
just
to
had a thought. He was like, if I do anything bad, you're going to put me on blast on the podcast. And I was like, the only reason I'm meeting you is for the podcast. I was like, it's all for the content.
It's all for the content. And in fairness, next year, I promise my dating life will be more of a segment. I just haven't been dating this year. But go on, continue.
Okay, so we start in June
Yeah.
with Bob Ross.
Bob Ross.
Bob Ross started everything.
Bob Ross
Set
started
the
all of this
tone.
off. We're talking.
It only went uphill from him, to be fair.
Yeah, we're talking. It actually did all.
You can't even imagine
You
the
can't-
themes of me and Bob Ross.
Like
There was Snapchat Gate.
There was Snapchat Gate. There was
There was the Spotify Wrapped.
Spotify Wrapped.
There
There's been
was-
so much. There's parts we can't even talk about it in it, but there's loads of other parts of it that we were
He's
like, what the
blocked
fuck?
now.
He's blocked. For ages, I was like, stop giving him the benefit of the doubt.
And he
she was
didn't
like,
even last that long.
No, but I feel like
He
that was a
didn't
lot more intense than
deserve-
the rest of them. Do you find?
Because it was the first one.
True.
So he slid into my DMs on TikTok. So that's Bob Ross.
And he may have been partially why she was blocked from sending messages on TikTok for a while. So
So there's Bob Ross.
there's Bob Ross.
Then comes in, mid Bob Ross comes in Canada Man.
Mid Bob Ross, so same timeline was Canada Man.
Canada Man and
Yeah.
Canada Man made a re-entrance. He was
Yeah.
like a 2015, 2016.
Yes.
So he comes in then.
Yes.
Then we have
So he's like redrafted. per se.
he redrafts himself.
He
He
redrafts
re-enters the
himself.
running.
From a thirst trap that was meant for Bob Ross. we in turn
On Snapchat.
on Snapchat we get Canada Man. So
We get Canada Man.
you know,
Then because of Bob Ross and Canada Man, I'm like, you're
Yes.
like, okay, you need to build a roster. So I download Hinge,
yes.
which is where we get Rome Boy.
This is where we get Rome Boy.
Oh, and
Who's
actually,
also not from Rome. This is the
No,
funniest
yeah,
thing.
yeah. No.
This
So
is where
Ro-
this will get confusing. Canada Man's not from Canada, and
Rome Boy is
isn't
not from Rome. So it was you. There was three factors. It was Bob Ross, Canada Man, you telling me to get a roster, and then
Yes.
I saw a TikTok. I'm not gonna explain it, but the TikTok was like, oh, if you download Hinge and set your location.
Yeah,
So that then enters Rome Boy.
Rome Boy.
And Rome Boy had potential.
Rome Boy had so much potential, but I just don't think that like he has like matured. Like, I don't think he's gone to that.
Rome Boy was the
Place
first
yet.
man I've spoken to that is younger than me.
Yes,
Ever.
So this is why, because another way men are always like 3 years behind. I feel like for him, like he needed a lot more growing.
Well,
to be, like, on the same
I've just
intellectual level.
never, they've always been at least a year or two older.
I've dated younger, to be fair.
I've never dated. I've never
Yeah.
even kissed. Well,
I have just a year, like, but nothing major.
yeah. So enters Rome Boy.
Yeah.
And then because of Rome Boy, they're all connected. Because of Rome Boy.
It's actually so weird how they're all so connected.
Because of Rome Boy and the situation that manifested there,
Yeah.
in enters Dan Humphrey.
Enters Dan Humphrey, yeah.
Dan Humphrey was probably the only player on the roster that could have made it.
Yeah, I think I think Rome Boy had a lot of potential.
Rome Boy I think Rome Boy and Dan Humphrey,
They were the two.
the top two of the pyramid.
Yes, they're on top of the pyramid.
Even though Canada Man,
has been consistent, so we need to. This is what I'm saying. Sometimes it's not always the most exciting; it's the most consistent that we need.
anyway,
And
then enters.
who's the next one again?
So there's Rome Boy,
So Bob Ross, Canada Man,
Rome
Rome
Boy,
Boy.
Dan
Dan
Humphrey,
Humphrey.
and then the most recent.
Oh yes,
We didn't have a nickname for
No, we
him.
did, but we can't say because it'll be too obvious. So we'll just call him. If we say it, they'll go through your followers and they'll see who it is.
Oh, yeah,
So we
yeah,
need
yeah.
to change it. We'll call him. Sugar Lips. I feel like that's what we need to say. You know the way, like on Foot Asylum, I was like, oh, oi, Sugar Lips. I feel like because that's when he's voice noting you. He's like pure, like, oh, baby, babes or whatever.
Sugar Lips is so
Okay.
bad.
Okay, when we call him.
Oh, UK Man. No,
No, because you're going to have more than one UK man. Why don't we call him? We can't call him anything that's distinguishable.
No. We will call him.
Des Bishop.
Des Bishop.
Yeah, Des Bishop. Okay.
So then we have Des.
Yeah, then we have Des.
And Des was, I didn't actually, because of Dan Humphrey,
you were so...
I had no more interest in Des
He
Bishop.
was just kind of like...
Des
a
Bishop
side
was
thing.
an IG slide.
Yes, he was the one that slid in with the... Yeah.
Yeah.
So but now I was like, give him a chance. He actually seems really nice and really funny, and he was handsome.
Do you know what? I've actually missed a player.
Mr.
I've missed 2 players
What?
in my dating rap.
Oh my god, you can't... Are you talking about... Are you talking...
Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was Miami.
Miami.
Me and Miami had a thing. It was like
Yeah.
very intense.
Yeah.
It was like a 3-day. Me and Miami had a 3-day intense
Whirlwind.
conversations. And then I found out some information
Yeah.
that... So he was blocked, actually.
He was also blocked.
And then there's apartment guy.
Oh, are you still talking to him?
Apartment guy, yeah.
I like him.
He has
And he
a
shows
lot of
initiative.
potential. Yeah,
He
no,
does, and
apartment
he's
guy is one of
tall.
my favorites.
And he's tall, isn't he?
And he has tattoos.
Yeah, and he's hot. I actually think
He's
quite
hot. He is hot.
He is hot.
So, apartment guy.
Okay.
So, Des Bishop.
I think he's just gone into probation at the moment.
No, Des Bishop's gone because
Is he on the
he
sideline?
had more interest in me than I had in him. I had no more interest.
Yeah, but you weren't really
He was
giving
like,
him
I want
much.
to take you on a date. I want to take you on a date. Blah, 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 blah. So then
But
I'm like,
you weren't
okay.
giving him that much interest back.
No, he's like, let me know your schedule. And he
Yeah.
keeps saying it. So I let him know my schedule. We pick a date. Then his message back was dry. So I don't respond and I hear nothing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, that's my dating wrapped of 2023. So if we talk about countries, so we have one from Canada,
Yes.
two from America,
2 from America.
one from Ireland actually,
Yeah.
one from the UK,
Uh-huh.
one from Italy.
Yes.
But it's not Rumboy.
it's not
Rumboy's not the Italian.
Mine's been way less this year now, I have to say, compared to last year. So my Spotify, my
My
dating rap would be
Spotify
way
rap.
less. But I must also add in that, like, the year before, I dated so much, I just wanted a break this year. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we start off the year, I was heartbroken. I'm talking like gutted, girls. Like, I was seeing this guy and it didn't work out, and he had a girlfriend like a week later. It was just really kick to the gut. But anyway,
He moved mad.
Anyway, so I felt like really sad about that. So I just knew I couldn't like go back to dating straight away.
And he gives more context as to why the way you are.
Yeah, 100%. So I just wasn't talking to anyone really. Went to Manchester in January. Had my hinge set to there, obviously. So then I don't even have a nickname for him. This is when we first decided to start discussing doing the podcast.
So this
This
is
is literally the only actual physical date I've been on this year. So everyone I've been talking to, I've just been talking to. This is the only date I've been on this year. So what are we gonna call him?
who always
I'm gonna call him Property Man because that's
okay,
his
property.
name. Property Man. So Property Man was traveling Thailand.
Really?
Yeah, for months. But we kept talking, and then we went on a date in May. He was the only person I was talking to for the first 5 months. So that's the first 5 months of the year gone because
Was he the only guy?
only guy I was talking to because
And the guy you blocked that you redrafted recently.
Oh yeah, so he was blocked in January, February though. So we're talking this is
Okay,
like
okay,
this.
okay.
I think it was around the same time. Maybe that's probably why I blocked him. I was so upset over the first guy. Anyway, so that was it. It was just talking to him. Date went really well. Went to America, ghosted him. Purely by accident.
The accidental ghost.
It was an accidental ghost. And in fairness, if he wanted to talk to me, he would have wrote to me himself. So
He would have messaged you
he
again.
would have messaged me again. So it's a two-way street.
If
So
men
anyway,
want something,
they'll
they
get
will.
it.
Yeah.
So that was that. Then out of that came, I was texting what will we nickname him? We'll call him Mac because he loves Mac Miller.
Then he's gonna know.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. He definitely doesn't listen to this podcast.
Wait,
like,
who is this?
we don't
now?
even follow each other on Instagram
Who's
anymore.
this now?
Yeah,
Oh my god, remember him?
remember him. So yeah,
I forgot about him.
So Mac was really, really nice. Like until he wasn't.
Until he wasn't.
Like literally.
So was he ever nice?
No, and I think that was the main thing. So he was gone then. Then I think it went a few months of no one again. But in between all of this, then I started talking to...
Because we're in around August, September now.
So
yeah, Niamh has missed a few key players.
so
her dating wrapped. So there's also...
Suits, who's been a long runner. He's been around since like 2019, but he lives in the
He's
UK.
kind of been like Canada man for me.
Yes.
He's there.
He's there. Although I have gone on dates with this guy. Have you gone on dates with Canada man?
No.
Okay, well, they're kind of similar though.
The theme is similar.
The theme is similar. So there's Suits, there's Suits. And then there was another one in between all this as well. So Suits is always, like, in fairness, you have to respect
Suits
the
is consistent.
and he's patient, and we respect that.
That's the same with Canada man.
Yeah,
The
and we
consistency,
respect
they're
it.
playing the long game.
They're playing the long game. They're in it for the long run. Like, this is why I always say maybe I'll marry him, because he's the one who's always, like, long term, like, in the thing.
Yes, and I think if Dan Humphrey was willing to play the long game like Canada man is, he'd be so shoo-in.
Yeah, shoo-in. Oh, he'd be the top of the leaderboard.
He'd be like ring on the finger.
So a lot of these men, I forget about them because honestly, like not Suits man now. Suits man is like really big player in all this. But say that I Beat the Boy, I wouldn't consider him a big player because like we did that last year. We did that dance last year. We don't need to bring it into this year. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, and when we're talking about our rap tier now, we're talking about any man who we have had contact with.
Yes.
Like it could be big, it could be small, it could be dates, it could be
yes.
You know, whatever.
Yes.
They're all being pulled in.
So there's that, and then so where we've left off at no one at the start of the year.
We're in September now, so
until there was Property Man. Then there was Mac, which was like a brief, intense period though of talking. Like that was very intense because that did emotionally affect
was
me.
Very intense.
Mac was intense.
Yeah. Mac was to you what Dan Humphrey was to me.
100%. I agree. So then there was Mac. Then there was no one for a while. I Beat the Boy doesn't actually pop his head up until a bit later. So yeah, around was it August time or it was September I think. But in between all this, Suits man is like consistently there.
Yes.
Then around September time, we've got what do we call him? Ron Weasley. He'll know. I've talked about him on the podcast anyway. He'll listen to it, so he knows I'm talking about him. Ron Weasley comes into it. He's going to kill me.
Ron Weasley comes
actually,
in.
can we call him Chesney? Because no, we'll call him Ron Weasley. That's funny. Ron Weasley comes into the picture then, who is also a very long, strong, consistent line, like
since September,
but also lives in the UK. So haven't seen him yet, but we're still talking like literally every fucking day.
He's also playing the long game, yeah.
He's also playing the long game, which we really respect and admire. So the only serious contenders we've had this year has been Property Man, Mac, Suits and Ron Weasley. And Ron Weasley is honestly taking the crown at the moment, but
Ron Weasley's top of the pyramid.
It's just because he gets under my skin more than anyone else, I think. Like when he does things, it annoys me more because
you have more of a reaction.
I have more of a reaction, so I think he has like, do you know what I mean? I think he's like the number one at the year. So we'll wrap him up as my most top played person this year.
It's so crazy because like how do these people annoy you? Like I get annoyed and I don't. Maybe I'm a people pleaser.
I think it's triggers. I think it's like similar behaviors I've seen
before. Yes,
that annoy me, and I communicate it to him, and then he's like, "Oh yeah," but honestly, at the same time, he owes me nothing because we're just talking. But it's kind of a thing of like, I don't know, I feel like sometimes you can be in like a completely different space to someone like that you're like talking to, and obviously not everyone's going to be the same, but I feel like I've like worked on myself so much to get myself out of that kind of area.
Yes.
And like build the life for myself that I have now, that I feel like sometimes like when I see that, like, I don't know, I just feel like it just reminds me of like certain things that have gone on before that I just don't like anymore and I won't put up with them in my life. But in the same breath, like, Ron Weasley is the nicest man I've probably ever spoken to. Like, so considerate, so nice. Like, how he's single is beyond me. Like, it's crazy. He's just such a nice person.
Yes. And
like literally same energy as Rebecca's things. Like, has like 200 followers on Instagram. Nobody would ever know who he is. Like, such a lovely boy as well. So thoughtful, so kind, and he's so like when he sends like a voice note, like, and he laughs, he makes me laugh because his laugh is so funny. He's literally hilarious. Like, he's so gas.
See, I think out of all this like dating rap, I have 3 thoughts about our collective dating raps. Number 1, me and you have the same energy.
Yes.
Men are not the center of our lives. We're not out here trying to find a boyfriend and trying to make someone work. These people are just coming into our realities.
Yes.
And if we're vibing with them, we're vibing with them. And for you, Ron Weasley
was the top.
Yeah, but if Ron Weasley disappeared, you're not out here on Hinge tomorrow morning being like,
No.
I need to find a new Ron Weasley.
Not a chance.
The way we approach it is the same thing. It's like, if it happened,
Actually,
it happened.
Ron
If it
Weasley's
doesn't,
been
it
around
doesn't.
longer because he came into the picture when Mac left.
Yeah, that's what I was...
Fucking hell, he's been around for ages.
He was like pre-Rome Boy.
He was well pre-Rome Boy.
He was like end of Bob Ross.
He was like end of Bob Ross. Ron Weasley. No wonder he's my number one this year.
Yeah, he's almost 6 months deep. That's what I mean. He's
He's
playing the long game.
He's playing the long game.
He is playing the long game.
Yeah, we gotta respect it. So anyway, yeah, he's number one.
I don't have a number one on my pyramid. Actually,
Actually, I think
I
think it's a tie. I think it's a tie between Rome Boy and Dan Humphrey.
No, Rome Boy is not up there like that. I don't think anyone's the top of my pyramid because I'm not... How do I say this without saying it? I don't think anyone is giving me enough energy to be the top of my pyramid.
I get that.
To enter the pyramid. Because I'm like, if you're going to be on my pyramid...
But there has to be a pyramid out of the ones you've talked about this year. So someone has to be.
The top of the pyramid.
Like, there's no Spotify rap for no reason. Or date.
Well, if I was to say my top 5 artists, right, of
Players.
2023.
I'll call them key players.
Key players. Definitely the number one player is Dan Humphrey. Like, without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah, I definitely think that as well.
Just
I think Bob Ross
based
3.
on...
Or do you think number 2?
Bob Ross is not there.
No, he has to be on. You don't get it.
Okay.
You have to tier them because they've been this year.
I know, but I'm like...
I know it's not like that you're remotely interested in them anymore, but you just have to think back to that time and the impact that had.
Okay. So, I would... Do you know what? I'd actually put Rome Boy number 1 then.
I would say so as well. I said Rome Boy, I think, because I think... And you still get on really well as friends, like. What? What are you smiling at?
Because I'm like, if he listens to it, I don't want to give his ego, like, he's a
He
fucking...
won't listen to
he's
it,
an
for fuck's sake.
Aries
This is
moon.
gonna be like
his
an hour
ego
long.
would love that shit, like.
Yes, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Honestly, it's fine.
Okay, Rome Boy is no, Dan Humphrey's still top of the pyramid.
Okay, so Rome Boy number 2.
Dan Humphrey's number 1, Rome Boy's number 2, Canada Man's number 3. Just because I
appreciate that you put Canada Man number 3.
Because he's playing the long game, and like, that's attractive to me.
I agree.
The long game of it all is so attractive to me. Number 4 is actually The Apartment Man.
I actually love Apartment Man, yeah.
Because he's also playing the long game.
And Ross is left.
Bob Ross is bottom of the period.
We would.
Des Bishop doesn't make the pyramid.
Yeah, Des Bishop doesn't even. He's not even.
And Bob Ross
where
is
I think that I
only
Beat the
there.
Boy isn't even allowed to be in it, or the likes of the redraft recently. I don't think he's allowed to be in it either.
Because I genuinely think the only reason Bob Ross is there is purely for the content that he has given me and the laughs.
I think for me, like, my only people you can consider is Property Man, Suits. So if we were doing tiers, obviously Ron Weasley's number 1, number 2 is Suits.
Okay.
Number 3, Property Man. And number 4, Mac. And then they're the only ones I'd actually...
Would Mac be above Property Man?
No. Because Property Man was actually really... No, I think because with Property Man, like, that was actually longer than Mac. And also, he was, like, a lot, like, kinder. And with Mac, it was more intense, but it wasn't intense in a good way. So that's why, you know, the way Bob Ross that was intense, but he'd still be low. So
because I wouldn't go back to Bob Ross.
I wouldn't go back to Mac at all. So I think that number 1, we've got Ron Weasley, congrats. Number 2, Suits. And in fairness, Suits could be number 1 easy. It's just the fact that, like, we're way too busy to even talk to each other. Number 3 would be Property Man, and then number 4, Mac, and then that's your wrapped 4 guys.
Yeah, so we have top 5. We both have a top 5.
Yeah, we do. Well, mine's 4 because I've cut the last one out. Or is that 5?
No, that was 5.
Hey guys, sorry, we're finishing the wraps now. So we've done our top 4. Our predictions is the next part.
Our predictions for
Is that definitely
2024.
recording?
Yeah, it's absolutely recording.
Sorry guys, we had a howler the last time we did this, but yeah, predictions for 2024. I think we're both moving in 2024. We can say that.
Oh yeah, we're both moving.
We're both leaving the country.
We're both leaving
on a jet plane, never to come back again. So we're gonna have to figure out how to do this. I could even try save up and get one of those cameras so we could do a via thing, but on the camera.
You could get one in the airport on the way because you get duty free. They're like €400 or €500.
Oh, that's not bad.
I'll probably be on sale after Christmas. That's January sales.
January sales, I'll do that.
I'll keep an eye.
Yeah, because I'd like for us
it's
to
be
be
able to...
It is a business expense, but I would love for us to be able to keep this level of content, because I know that the Zoom sometimes can be quite, I know it's a different dynamic.
Yeah, one of the girls when I was live, she said she likes the way we are when we're together, like the interrupting, because she was like, it's giving personality.
Yeah, 100%.
Because it's not giving like manufactured, like this is not scripted. I don't know if you've realised.
Yeah, literally, it just comes out of it. We did nothing for the first episode, we just started talking.
No, and we did so well.
Yeah.
But she said on Zoom, obviously, we have to pay attention to each other more.
Yes.
And wait to talk.
Yeah.
So it's more slow pace. It's not as...
We need to figure that out when we leave the country.
Yeah,
because we're going to different places, sadly.
Well, I could end up closer to you if one of my dating predictions...
Okay, so back to the dating predictions 2024.
So, predictions for...
2024 dating.
2024. I think I'm going to have like a mini dating era.
Yes, I agree. I think you will.
When I move to my first place.
Yes.
Just to like see how it is. I'll probably hate every second of it, you know?
Yeah, but it'll make for good content for the
it
pod.
Will.
So just think about the pod.
That's the only reason I'm thinking of doing it. Like the only reason I would be in a new location on Hinge, actively going on like multiple dates with like different people would be for the content of it all. And then I think if I meet
the right person,
a person who I would end up in a relationship if I met someone but I'm not gonna, I don't like the idea of looking for one.
Yeah, I agree.
I think some people are like, I need to be in a relationship, I need to find someone. I don't get that.
Yeah, I don't either. Obviously. My prediction is, we were like, let's wrap this up quickly and Rebecca's like, so deeply thinking.
I'm trying to say it without saying it.
I think for me, I'll probably move over to where I'm going to. I won't be dating anyone in the first half of the year because I'll still be here for a few months, and then I'll be gone. And I think when I get over initially, I'll probably do the whole like Hinge dating just for the crack.
We should align our dating eras.
We should. But so I don't think
we'll do it for the pod.
I think I'll be out of action again from like January to June really, or May. We'll say May. So I'll probably do a little dating era then. And then I think that I'll probably just be in that dating era. I don't know. If I accidentally get in a relationship, it happens. But it, like we all know, I genuinely have to be tricked into a relationship. So that's my 2024 bingo card. You can't even put it on the bingo card. So what we should do, full bingo card of what we think is going to happen next year.
Oh my God,
in the next one.